Okay, you guys, today we are here to compare this brand new Nutrimill Harvest that Nutrimill sent me to my regular old Bosch classic grain mill, and that's what I bought in 2009 when I started making bread for our family. I mainly bought it because it has a great warranty. The people who I bought it from said that was the one they recommend, and it just seemed like a good purchase at the time. But they've come out with this new one. It's sleeker, it's much cuter, it's a little bit smaller. I guess it grains or it mills at a lower temperature, which leaves the nutrients a little bit more intact. It can also grain at several sizes between fine and coarser flour. And so I'm gonna test it out, let you guys know, and I'm gonna compare it to my regular Nutrimill classic mixer. Okay guys, so I'm here. This is my first time ever using it for reals. And there's a couple things that maybe I don't love as much, so I went out to get a bowl, because you have to put a bowl under the spout. And none of my regular mixing bowls really fit there. We could go to that, but that's not going to hold a lot of flour. I do have my basic Pyrex, guys, and that'll fit. But again, I grain quite a lot of wheat when I grind, so that's kind of annoying. So we're going to try it though with this guy, because I'm not very handy, and I'm afraid I'll break these Pyrex guys. And we're going to grate it in here. Now there is just one switch on the side, and then you control the coarseness of the flour up at the top. So we're gonna turn it on. Let's see how loud it is. Oh, not bad at all. We'll see. Let's put some grain in. I'm sure you guys can hear that it is super loud. I think it's pretty similar to my other one though. And then when it's done, it's pretty quiet. So before, this is it up close and personal. It does have a beautiful bamboo casing, and I chose the rose gold because my daughter helped me pick that out. And it also does have a lid. Makes it easy so the dust doesn't get in there. And you can tell that the flour just comes out into the bowl. And you can tell that I changed. This is a finer flour over here and a coarser flour over here. This is basically just cracked wheat, which I think is a benefit to that, because I know a lot of people like cracked wheat cereal, although I have never had it. So let me show you kind of how it comes out up close. All right, so you're gonna turn it on, switch down there, then you're gonna run. So things I like about this: prettier, it'll take up a little bit less space in my cabinet. I'll compare both sizes with you in a minute. I kind of like how I could grab the wheat as we get going. I like how there's a difference in texture. I don't notice a big difference in texture with my classic, like I do with this one. I don't love how, if I had my fan on, this could just blow all over my counter. So I don't love that part. I don't love that there isn't a whole lot of capacity here, because where I'm grinding, my wheat bread recipe calls for like 15 cups. So I'd want to grind that kind of all at once, and I'd have to be constantly shoveling in and babysitting this instead of like getting bread pans ready. So I don't love that part. They can both do similar kinds of grains. None of them should do any kind of grain that's oily. No coffee, no flax seeds, no chia, nothing like that. So let me show you how the classic works, and then you can kind of decide which one works for you. So let me show you the classic. We'll do them side by side. Okay, here we are side by side. This is the Harvest that we just talked about, and this is the classic. You can tell that the classic is actually a little bit shorter compared to the Harvest, which is a little bit of a problem because my classic just fits in my cupboard so perfectly. But I could, I'm sure, find a place for the Harvest. If you look at their profiles this way, you can tell that the classic is much wider than the Harvest. Let me pull the Harvest in front. And there we are, front to back. You can tell that the Classic is just longer and stuff like that. So let's talk a little bit about the Classic. Okay, so here we are with the Classic. It also has a lid you can pull out. It's kind of like a little drawer. You kind of twist it and pull off the lid. And it does have these areas that need to be cleaned. So I think this would probably lose in the area of cleaning. That one you just take a little brush to the stones and then you're done. This also has an extender, so you can put lots of weed on the top. And then you put this on. Honestly, there is a filter that I clean probably once a year. And then there's this cup thing that I'm not sure what it does, but it does fill with flour and you have to pull it off and get your extra flour out of there. So there's those two things. And then it just goes back in. There was a little bit of a learning curve to this guy, like making sure that the drawer is tucked all the way in, making sure the cup's on, all that kind of stuff. So let's hear how loud it is. All right, so with this one, with both of them, you can pour the weed or whatever you're grinding in and then start it. That's fine for both grinders. And this one, you just turn this on here. I've got it on real fine. I'm gonna go to coarse today though. I've never really seen how coarse of a grind this guy can do. Loud? I don't know if it's as loud as this guy. We might have to test it out. Do it side by side. We're gonna make finer flour. We're gonna turn it towards myself. And then see how it comes out at the bottom. So when it's done, it just starts to rev up really loud. Right there. You don't want to open this bottom container until it is all takes a little while for those stones to grind down, and like I said, I think this grinds at a little bit higher heat than the Harvest, so that could lose some nutrients that way. Once this guy is gone all the way to the end, you can pull out the drawer, turn the lid, and boom, it's your flour. Again, I milled this on as coarse as I could, and it's still, you feel a little bit more of a texture, but not much. I don't know, you guys can't really see that. So, no big difference between fine and coarse here, a little bit, maybe. So that is the Nutrimill Classic. So, I don't know that I'm gonna keep both. That seems selfish. So I was thinking of lending one to a friend. And honestly, because of the way that I make bread and how much wheat we go through, I might keep my old Classic. I don't know. Which one would you guys keep? Which one did you decide to get if you're getting both? I think both are great mills. Price points are pretty similar. This one does seem to have a little bit longer warranty, but you never know. They change warranties depending on when you buy. So when I bought this one, it had a limited lifetime warranty, and this guy has more like a 5-year. So, but he's definitely prettier. I could definitely keep this guy on the counter. I don't know that I would keep him on the counter because he's not so pretty, but I only grind flour probably every 3 weeks or so. So I would probably put it down because I don't like stuff on my counters filling up space. This guy also grinds faster. This could do like a pound or a cup in a minute, or pound or something like that. And this one did about half of that, it looked like, when I saw tests online. So something else to keep in mind. Again, when I'm grinding wheat, I just want to get it done and be fast. So those are a combination between the two. Check out to see if there's any sales. They run great deals on both of these at Nutrimill sometimes, and because I'm an affiliate, I sometimes get even specialer offers to share with my people. So I'd like you guys to check them out, and I'd love it if you bought it through my link. But either way, I think you're gonna be happy with either one of these, depending on what you go with. So tell me which one you decided to go with, and tell me in the comments why you picked it, because maybe I picked the wrong one. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.